up YouTube? It's your boy Anime Specialist. So it was a pretty good episode of Sword Art Online. There wasn't a lot to talk about, but the things that were in the episode was pretty important. So let's get right to it, man. So in the first episode, when Kirito, Alice, and Yu-Gi-Oh went to the cave, they found this blue sword, and it reminded me a lot of the blue sword that Kirito used to use in the first half of the first season in ACO. I don't know if it's the same sword, because Kirito, when he saw this sword, the way he reacted, it's like he saw this sword before, you know. So if it's the same sword, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really not sure. I'm gonna go see maybe another episode of Sword Art Online to see if it was the same sword, but they're really similar. I just want to say how amazing the animation is for this season of Sword Art Online. I know I've said it in the last two reviews that I did, but just the way that they made the sword skill look, it reminded me a lot of season 1. And yeah, I really like the animation. It's the best animation that I've seen in Sword Art Online, and every season of Sword Art Online has good animation, so I'm really glad that the animation is that great. Also, when he activated his sword skill, the epic battle theme song OST came in. It's a great OST. I think it's the best of the Sword Art Online series, so I really like this sequence. Anyway, in last week's review, we talked about how Yu-Gi-Oh could come with Kirito to the city. The only way that he can come with him is by fulfilling his calling, by finishing his calling, and his calling is to cut the tree. And I thought that Kirito would use his sword to cut it with his sword skill, but it didn't work. He's not strong enough yet. He needs more training. So I still think that the way that they're going to cut the tree and go to the city is with Kirito's sword skill, or maybe even Yu-Gi-Oh's sword skill. We don't know. We know that in the opening he's using a sword, so maybe he's gonna develop a sword skill to cut the demon tree. We know that in this episode he used a spell that Alice used in the first episode, so we know that they can use multiple spells in this world. For now, the only powers that we know they can use in this world, in the underworld, is sword skills and sacred art. We know that Alice was studying sacred art, and we know that Yu-Gi-Oh at the end of the episode, when they entered the cave, could use a spell. It's not a big spell, but he can use sacred art. We also learned that Selka is actually Alice's little sister. At first, I really didn't know, because they don't really look alike. And obviously Alice has blonde hair, Selka has the same hair color as Azuna, so they don't really look the same. But after knowing that they're sisters, they maybe have a little bit of a resemblance. And we also know that Selka is training and learning sacred art like Alice was doing, and we learned that Alice was actually a prodigy, that she was really good at what she was doing. So obviously I don't think she's dead, because we saw her in trailers as a grown-up, so we'll have to see what happened to Alice. But yeah, it looks like she really loved Yu-Gi-Oh. We don't know yet, but we'll see. But anyway, she really didn't know why Alice was taken away by an Integrity Knight. She didn't know till Kirito told her. Obviously she was taken because she went into the dark territory. That's why Alice was taken, and because of that, we knew, even though they didn't say it, we knew that Selka was going to go in the cave, maybe to find Alice, or maybe to go to the dark territory and be taken by an Integrity Knight. We don't really know yet, but we know that she was going to go there because Kirito told her. That's probably the reason why they didn't tell Selka what happened to Alice and why she was taken by an Integrity Knight, because they knew that she would go in the cave and try to find her sister. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting episode. I'm hyped for next week's episode though, because at the end of the episode, Selka was actually captured by goblins, so it's gonna be interesting. Kirito didn't bring a sword, so I don't know how they will beat the goblins. Maybe someone is gonna go save them, maybe an Integrity Knight or something, but we really don't know how they're gonna get out of this. Maybe there's another sword in the cave, we don't really know, but we'll see. We still don't know how Kirito ended up in the underworld. He was being attacked by one of the Death Gun guys, so we don't really know how he went to the underworld. I don't think we'll know in next week's episode. I think we'll know later in the season, but yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Next week is gonna be really good. I think we'll have a little bit more information, I think, in next week's episode, so I'm hyped for that. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. For now, I think maybe the first or second episode was the best of the season so far, but I liked all the episodes so far. The animation, art, the music, the opening and ending. The opening and ending are amazing in my opinion. So yeah, man, like I said, let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. I do Sword Art Online reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that, and I do other anime related things on my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, it would help me a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.